I, Dr.Praveen welcome all of you in the fourth episode of my lecture series. Today I am going to talk the novel Eightfold Path, Means of Global Well-being. Before discussing the novel Eightfold Path and Means of Global Well-being, I would like to discuss some of the problems which we are facing at political, economic, social and religious level at the world at large. We are living in the era of conflict and resentment. There are various problems, and perhaps the problem of terrorism is one of the biggest problems. It has threatened our peace and stability. Our neighboring countries has been exporting terrorism more than 2 decades. There are problem of starvation and the poverty, but despite of that, they are not taking care of their hunger people, but they are spending a lot of money on making armament and the different type of the deadly weapons to fight. This is really a great loss to the humanity. Another problem problem at a social level, that a problem like in the caste and the problem of the women exploitations. Besides it, at the religious level, that we find that today that number of the dharma gurus are exploiting us in the name of the religion. The question arises that why such problems take place? Who is responsible for it? Perhaps the mindset, because we don't understand the real nature of the things, that what is exactly a reality. We don't understand the real nature of the things. Why? Because our mind is dominated by the defilements like a loaf, dose and more. Because of all such the defilements, nations are fighting with nations, families are fighting with the families, and we fight each other because of our self-ego and our mindset. In the light of this, that I would like to inform you about the importance and utility of the novel Eightfold Path preached by the Buddha 2600 years ago. Although the Buddha taught us about the novel Eightfold Path 2600 years ago, but it is still relevant in the society for each one of us, and by walking on this novel Eightfold Path, I am sure that we can remove our different kinds of socio-political and economic problems which we are facing today. The first is novel Eightfold Path is a right view. What is this a right view? A right view is a view that a thorough understanding, a proper understanding of the anitya, dukh and the anatma, which Buddha taught to humanity 2600 years ago. Right view means the thorough understanding of the paticca samutpad, kushal mood and the akushal mood. Then the second one is a right thought. Right thought, a right resolution. Right view, it leads a right thought. What is this a right thought? Right thought is a nishkamana. There will be a no desire. Adro, there will be no aversion. Amo, there will be a no ignorance. In fact, ignorance is responsible for this. Ignorance is responsible for craving and aversion. Right speech. Right speech means to speak good, not to harm others. What is reality? That has to be speak, not to speak, not to exaggerate anything. Then the right thought means a panchashil, that refrain from killing, refrain from stealing, refrain from sexual misconduct, refrain from intoxicating, and refrain from slandering speech. Right means of the livelihood. There must be a means of a livelihood, but which must be based on the right means. So there are the certain type of the trades, like a trade of arms and ammunition, trade of meat, trade of the poisons. Such things are the prohibited in Buddhism. Then the right effort means the vipassana, that we have to remove the defilements from our mind, and our mind that it should be pure. That is a right effort. The right effort means it is related to the vipassana meditation. Then the right means right effort, and then the right mindfulness. Right mindfulness is the two words are involved here. One is a sati, another one is a sampanchaya. Sati means to live in the present, not to think in the term of the past, not to think in the term of the future, but we have to live in the present. And living present means a mindful. As Buddha said, that a mind is a fickle, and it is clearly written in the Dhamma literature, Phandanam chapalam chittam, durakkhandam nivaryan, usum karoti medhavi, uskaro vatesnan. So how to control this monkey mind? It can be controlled through this right mindfulness, that is a sati and the sampanjaya. And the right meditation means the thorough all such kind of the remove the alov, adosh and amo, and pure our mind, and become our mind pure. This novel eightfold path is divided into the Shil, Samadhi and the Pragya. The right speech, right action, and the right mind, means of the livelihood, it comes under Shil. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditation, it comes under Samadhi. Right view and the right thought, it comes under a Pragya. Shil, Samadhi and Pragya, these are the three milestones. Shil is the first milestone, and Shil is a foundation of the all Kushal Dhammas. Buddha was a great psychologist. He was aware of the fact that even after practicing the Shil, that the human mind, it is a fickle. It jumps like a monkey from one branch of another branch of tree. So it describes the Samadhi, and Samadhi means a kusal chit of ekagrata. This can be controlled only through the practice of shamat and the vipassana. Shamat is a meditation, or meditation is a meditation. It helps us not to keep in touch with the outside world, but the vipassana is a knowledge. Through the vipassana, we realize that everything is impermanent. There is nothing permanent in this world. And then pragya is rooted in this the vipassana, when we understand that a sabbe sankhara anicchati, everything is impermanent. Sabbe sankhara dukkhati, everything is a dukkha, and the sabbe dhamma anattati, there is a no self. So this novel eightfold path is an inward journey. It is an inward journey that it leads us from the ignorance to wisdom, from the darkness to light, and finally from suffering to happiness. It removes our defilements and makes us pure and simple. And when we understand that the reality, that what is the reality of this world. In the moment when we understand a reality, we will not involve ourselves in the such kind of any the corrupt practices and it is not only useful for each individual, but it is useful for the political leaders, and the different kinds of the business executives and everyone, and there will be a no problem. Marx was confined only to the economy, and Marx never talked about the mind. But Buddha talks about a mind. That mind is a most important thing. As Buddha said, that the Chetana Vikve Kammang Vadami. It is written in the Dhamma literature also that mind is a spring of all action. Manopavangama Dhamma, Manoshattha Manomaya, Manasa Chepadutte, Bhasati va Karoti va, Tato na Dukkham Manvedi, Shakkanu va Vahato Padan. Manopavangama Dhamma, Manoshattha Manomaya, Manasa Chepasannen, Bhasati va Karoti va, Tato na Shukham Manvedi, Chaya van Pairi. These two words of the Dhampad, it speaks of the mind importance which have occupied in the Buddhist literature. Marx was only confined to the economy. If a poverty is a root cause of the crime, wealth too is responsible for too many ills. If a poor person commits crime, the rich person can also commit a crime. But when our mind is transformed, then there will be no defilement. We will never involve ourselves in any such kind of criminal activities, and there will be a peace, harmony, and stability in the society. So I think that a Noble Eightfold Path is a very important means to establish the global well-being. Thank you.